Hi, and welcome to another edition of Incrementum with Ray Costello Coaching. So, looking at these images, which one of these guys would you employ or hire tomorrow? I guess I know the answer to that, as do you, just on the first impression. And when something looks right, well, then we feel it is right, and therefore we go with it. But what if I was to show you, when it comes to pricing, that sometimes just because it looks a certain way, it doesn't make it so? Time and time again, I deal with businesses, business owners, successful people, people looking to get forward, looking to make more profit in their business. And we have challenges around why it is I'm not getting to the numbers that I expect to get to. Where is it going? What is happening? And time again, I double businesses' profit based on looking at these small incremental areas within the business and finding the challenges, fixing the challenges, and helping them to grow forward. So in relation to pricing, when I talk about misunderstood pricing, sometimes it's down to a simple calculation. And just because we've done it this way in the past, and just because it looks right, doesn't necessarily mean that that's correct. So let's jump into an example to show you what I mean and how we can fundamentally change what goes on your bottom line with a couple of simple changes in our calculations. So let's say, for this example, that we're selling a service, a job or a product, and that has materials of €100 and it has labour of 75. That's our cost of sales, service or goods. Simple as. And we've decided as a business that we want 35% profit margin on that. So how do we get that? What we typically see is that we use this calculation where we take our 35%, we multiply our cost by it, and we get what it is we believe we need to sell it at. Is that correct? Let's see if that is correct. It's not. So let's run down through the numbers and show you exactly how this all works out and why it's important that we do it going forward the way I'm going to show you. So we have our cost of goods. We know that from what we do with our materials and our labor in our example. That gives us a gross profit of our 6135. But when we divide that gross profit by our selling price, we get 26%. Guys, that's 75% of the intended target. 75% only. If you're doing your work like this, if you're doing your calculations like this, we need to have a chat. We can double your profit, and we can do it with a 200% return on any investment you make with me. But these little simple changes can change your business completely, dramatically, and put it on its way to growing incrementally, exponentially forward into that double profit strategy I keep talking about. So let's look at the way you should be doing it. So in order to get a 35% margin, we must do the inverse calculation of what it is we're typically doing. So just because it looks a certain way doesn't make it so. Let's have a look at the example the right way around. So we need to take our price, in other words our materials and our labor, and divide it by 0.65, not 0.35 as the example showed before. And now we're getting our selling price. Look at the difference. Let's run the numbers on it. So now we have our selling price of 269.23. We have our cost of goods, sales or service. Now we have a gross profit of 94.23. When we do our numbers, we're at the 35%, exactly where we want it to be. How does that look in a business going forward now? So now when we're looking at our revenues, look at the difference. There's a plus 32.88 euros in gross profit. That's a plus 9% increase in the gross profit, which we have intended to get, which was 35, which was actually 26, which is now 35. How does that look if we took it over a period of time? So if we took it over, let's just say a year, let's just say there's 1,000 units, sales, jobs, whatever that is. It translates out like this. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. A simple error in calculation on an assumption that it looks right, therefore it must be right, doesn't make it so. So I hope this helps you. If it does, hop over onto my website, visit my social channels, use the tools that I have there, go over and have a look using the tools and what is potentially there for you to do with your business on your own or with me. Working with me, I guarantee you the 200% return on your investment. That's an absolute guarantee. We'll focus on growing and generating more leads, and we won't do it in the typical marketing way that you're doing today. The spray and pray method doesn't work. We'll improve the conversion rate from those leads. We'll improve your sales value, and I have a quick and easy way to do that. We'll make the transactions happen more frequently by creating a great customer experience, and we're going to simply go for it and double your profit. So go over to my website, have a look, see what you think. And if it is that you want someone to play a charcuterie board for you, I'm also available for that. I wish you the very best in business. I wish you all the success you deserve, and I'm here for you at any time. If you have any questions, just feel free to message me. Take care, and thank you very much.